What are the 2 lessons in horror that you should always follow? 1 is tell your viewers as little as possible about the monster as possible, which Francis C. Deck is deliberately trying to go against. But if we're viewing this as a piece of horror writing and not an actual belief, he's doing a pretty good job. The computer god is just everything that is unseen, and he tells you about everything that surrounds the computer god, but not what the computer god is. The computer god can see through and read your thoughts with all of these broadcasting radios and eyesight TVs, but at the end of the day, what is the computer god? It's that Slavonic supercomputer that contains all of human knowledge. But what is it now? That was in the time of the ancient Slovenes. It very well could be living in the mantle of the earth, or up in this computer god space station. And the second is to never show it, which Francis has been expert about, because never showing what you're supposed to be afraid of allows the audience to paste whatever they want into their head, and it's going to be 10 times scarier than whatever you could describe. You could say, oh, it has 10 arms and a body that extends for 20 miles. But, you know, the second you describe it, they say, oh, I know what could deal with that. Nuclear bomb. And it kind of falls apart. It is kind of a masterpiece in horror writing, but it doesn't really have any traditional horror elements. It relies on your experiences as the reader to fill in the metaphorical gaps, and I feel that being divorced from the time period makes this a lot less scary. If Francis C. Deck lived in the time of smartphones, I feel this would be super easy to tie into the computer god. Horror writing in the modern day relies on bringing these things to light. You may have just forgotten that your smartphone is effectively a portable computer god in your pocket, and horror really does bring that out. It wants to accentuate the fact that it's through your phone. It wants to make these devices that you don't necessarily trust, but you at least use on a daily basis. The computer that you're watching this on listens to you, tracks you. All of these companies that are puppets of the computer god will feed information back to it. There's no way to escape the gaze of the computer god in this modern age, and that's what Francis is missing. He needs to add all of these electronic devices where we just have them today. You could write him off as a quack or a kook, but it's not going to resonate as much because all of these things that Francis talks about, you know, are fake. If he were to say this through all these cameras that watch you on every corner, the computer god lays in your pocket with this insidious phone technology, quote unquote, smart, in reality incompetent, spy device, eyesight TV, brainwash radio combined into one, convenient portable device. Just making that up right now sounds a lot more horrifying, doesn't it? Especially, you know, the real life facts that these companies that have cameras will just give whatever footage they have to the police, or how a lot of governments, especially recently, have had ways to just get into your phone. Isn't that horrifying? Isn't that scary? If Francis E. Deck were to just say these things connected to a modern context in modern ways, he would be an amazing horror writer, probably on par with H.P. Lovecraft, or I guess Isaac Asimov. I feel that we're lacking the context of the age, and that's what's preventing this from being applicable. H.P. Lovecraft had something that kind of transcended time, but Francis E. Deck requires you to be in that technology is new and technology is scary type of mindset.